What's up guys, welcome back to yet another interesting video. So today in this video, we'll be checking out OxygenOS 13 and ColorOS 13 from Oneplus. We'll try to find out if we can find any changes between these two OS from Oneplus. As you all know, now both the OS are 99.9% similar. So let's try to find out if we get to see any changes between OxygenOS 13 and ColorOS 13 from Oneplus. And before starting the video, let's keep a like target of 500 likes on this video. We still have 82% of users who haven't subscribed to our channel, so if you guys find our videos helpful to you, do consider subscribing and also press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. So here you can see we have two phones. Towards the left hand side this is OnePlus 9 and towards the right hand side this is OnePlus 10 Pro. First let me show you the software information on both these phones by going to about section. So here you can see left device is running ColorOS 13 and right device is running OxygenOS 13. We try to keep all the settings default, for example fonts, widgets and other stuff. So we'll try to cover every aspect like boot screen, charging animation, lock screen, AOD and many more. This video might be a bit lengthy, but to know the similarities between OxygenOS and ColorOS 13, make sure to watch the full video. So first let's start with the boot screen and we'll see if there is any difference in the boot screen of ColorOS and OxygenOS. So if you see the power menu, you can see exactly similar power menu on OxygenOS 13 and ColorOS 13. Once again, remember towards the right hand side here we have our OnePlus 10 Pro which is running OxygenOS 13 and left side COS 13. So we have power menu similar. If you swipe up you get to see this green color and if you swipe down you get to see this reddish color. So let's restart the device first. And you can see while restarting we had this similar OnePlus logo, again the same stuff while booting up, but on OS 13 we still get to see the previous boot animation which was of OxygenOS. On COS we got to see only OnePlus logo with the same color profile. If you talk about the charging animation, again there is no difference at all between the charging animation of COS 13 and OS 13. On OS 13 which is running on my OnePlus 10 Pro, I do get to see that thunder icon popping from the bottom side. But that's I guess for the OnePlus 10 Pro because it supports 85 watt charging. And now first let's talk about the lock screen. So here you can see lock screen of both the OS exactly similar, not much of difference. There are some minor difference in the font size. On OS 13 it's bit bolder and on COS 13 it's bit thinner. Also the date format is bit changed. On COS we get to see month before the date, but on OS we get to see date before month. So not a major change, but yes, noticeable change. And on the lock screen towards the bottom side here you will see on COS we do have the lock screen magazine option, but on OS 13 we have the Google Assistant. And that's because COS 13 is generally meant for Chinese region for OnePlus smartphones. And if you see the always on display on both these phones, this is again exactly similar, but there are few add-ons done on always on display for OxygenOS 13 which I'll tell you in the later part of the video. But rest everything remains same. The same difference what we noticed on the lock screen we can again see here on the AOD also, and that's related to date format, nothing else. And on COS 13 I'm not able to see the notifications, so this might be an issue with the OS because we have flashed the first closed beta release on our OnePlus 9. And here you can see the quick setting tiles on both these OS. We get to see two horizontal tiles along with one square tile of now playing. By default you'll get to see horizontal tiles of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but these things can be easily changed by tapping on these three dots and going to edit tiles. Another minor change which you will notice here in the quick setting panel, on COS 13 the settings gear is towards the right side, but on OS 13 the setting gear is towards the left side. Status bar is exactly same on both these OS. And now talking about the changes in notification panel. So if you take a look at the notification panel of COS 13, here we do get to see bit of transparency. But that's not the case on OS 13. Here we have a solid color for notification panel. And you can also expand the notification panel up to the top side. This way you can do that. That's not the case on COS 13, but I kind of find it weird because when we swipe up the notification panel, it overlaps the quick setting panel, or you can say quick setting tiles. It's quite useful though. You can check all the notifications present on your device on the entire home screen. But here we have a limited area to check the notifications. And for the notification part, if you have multiple notifications on OxygenOS 13, you get to see a dot instead of the app icon or the numbers. But on COS 13, we don't have any issues. I think this is a minor bug which should be fixed in the upcoming update. Right now you can see we have 2 notifications, and for 2 notifications also it only shows a single dot. So to check out the notification, we have to swipe down the notification panel on OxygenOS 13. Alert slider comes with same icons, or you can say pills, whenever we switch to different modes. So no changes over here. Volume panels are same on both these OS. You can see here there is not much of difference when you compare the volume panel. One slight difference what you guys gonna notice, and that's because we have Google services present on OS 13 which are missing on COS 13. So we get the option of live caption here. That's the only one change. And when we slide the volume panel on OxygenOS, we do get the haptic feedback while moving around the volume panel. But that's not the case on ColorOS, and this might be device specific. Now let's talk about the home screen. So here with OxygenOS 13, Oneplus have added this sidebar feature which we have already seen on ColorOS previously. Though the size of sidebar is bit smaller compared to what we get to see on ColorOS. Tapping on edit, we get the similar stuff and almost same features. We are using the same widget here, but I don't know, due to some reason on COS, I'm not getting to see the weather. Again, if you take a look at the font, there is slight difference in the font. On OxygenOS, the font is bit thinner. When we long press on the home screen, things are almost same. We just have one additional option of adding some stock widgets of COS, which is not present on OxygenOS. So these are the widgets which you can add, and other widgets options are also present. Swiping towards the left hand side, ColorOS comes with this quick glance feature. OxygenOS comes with Google Feed. We do have Oneplus shelf on OxygenOS 13, which can be triggered by swiping down from the home screen, and it kind of looks similar to quick glance of ColorOS, though there are bit extra features what you guys can find it on quick glance present on COS 13. And another advantage over here is we do have the universal search feature in the quick glance, but that's not the case on OnePlus. OnePlus have already removed the scout feature also. So in the shelf section we don't have that scout feature which we have seen on Android 12. Talking about the recents panel, so there are no changes, everything remains exactly same. If you are using any OnePlus stock application which supports floating windows, then that can be easily accessed just by swiping the app towards the top side, and you'll have an option of floating windows. This gesture wasn't present on OxygenOS 12, but now with OxygenOS 13 we do have this feature. And the animation is also similar. And OnePlus claimed that animations are good on OxygenOS 13. So yes guys, with no doubt animations are too good. Let me show you the animations here. So let's open up the gallery application. And if you close the application which is present on the home screen, the closing animation goes towards the app icon. But if the app is not present in the home screen, then the animations are a bit different. Let me show you. So for example, so the theme store is not present on the home screen. So if I swipe to go to the home screen, the animation is completely changed. So here you can see this is how app closes when the app is not present on the home screen. It slowly fades towards the top side of the screen. You guys can see the animations in slow motion now. Now let's also take a look at the launcher of both these OS. So one thing what OnePlus have added with OxygenOS 13 is the option to enlarge the folders. So here you can see if you have any folder present on the home screen, you can just tap and hold on that folder, you'll get an option to enlarge the folder. And the same thing can also be seen on ColorOS 13. Though this feature doesn't work for the applications, it only works for the folders. And the good thing about this enlarge folder is you don't have to open the folder and then tap the application. You can directly access the application from outside. And if you want to reduce the size, long press and tap on shrink. And after long pressing on the home screen, we do have similar options like wallpapers, icons, widgets, layout, transitions and other settings. So let's go to wallpapers. Everything seems to be similar. We have one additional wallpaper present on OnePlus 10 Pro and it's a great wallpaper. I have explained in my OxygenOS 13 video. Make sure to check that out. Under icons, again similar stuff. Just ignore these app icons which are missing because we are using the closed beta file on our OnePlus 9 and this consists of few bugs. We do have themed icon support which says match wallpaper icons. So this is still in beta phase and doesn't support all the applications. So in future this thing will be fixed by OnePlus, but both have similar option. Under layout, we have 5x6 grid size which was missing on OxygenOS 12. Similar transitions. If you go to launcher settings, so here you can see again everything seems to be similar. There are some minor changes, like for example here we have the global search option. On OxygenOS, we get the option to choose between shelf and notification drawer. No changes in the recent task manager. Same gestures, double tap to lock the device, double tap to wake the device. Similar stuff can be seen in the app drawer. Though on OxygenOS 13 now you can search the applications on the Play Store just by typing in app drawer. Same UI to be seen when you scroll on the alphabets. Depending on the alphabets, the apps get highlighted. And now let's also see some of the stock applications. So you guys must be aware ColorOS comes with stock dialer, which we have seen with previous OnePlus smartphones. But in India, we do get to see Google applications like Google Dialer and Google Messaging app. If you move to gallery, gallery is similar, but there are some minor changes, like for example on COS, we do get this option of card case. So this feature will automatically identify all your driving license cards and place them in the different folder. That's missing on OxygenOS 13. Camera UI kind of similar, but it can vary depending on your device. Same calculator app on both these phones, and you don't get to see anything when you type OnePlus. Previously we used to see never settle when we used to type OnePlus. Then we have the stock clock application. Here there is a minor change. If you tap on world clock, I personally like the clock present on OxygenOS 13 compared to ColorOS 13. Other than this, everything remains same. Then we have same stuff in the file manager application where you can see your device storage. One additional option what you get to see on COS is that cleanup feature, and I personally feel it's not that useful. Other than that, you have cloud drive, all other sections like video, photos, documents, APK, etc. At last, private save, favorite and recently deleted. So everything remains same here too. But if you see the app icon of weather application, there is bit of difference between both the app icons, but the UI is exactly same, and that's dynamic UI. So entire UI gets changed depending on the day or night or on weather conditions. And at last, there's a different game space application present on both these OS, which we have also seen on the previous builds of OxygenOS 12. So this is the game space application of OxygenOS 13, and this is the game space application of ColorOS 13. If you compare them with Android 12 versions, these are exactly same. No changes have been done with the game space application. And now let's also take a look at the settings page. So here we have the settings page, exactly similar on both these OS. Same segregation of connectivity, customization, security part, special features and other stuff. Same colored icons for every settings. Wi-Fi settings exactly same on both these OS. Mobile network ditto. Bluetooth exactly same. Under connection and sharing, we do have little bit of differences. So for example, we get to see this multi-screen connect feature. I have already made a video on this feature. You guys should check out. It's a quite useful feature. And later we have this car connect feature on COS, but we have Android Auto on OxygenOS. So these two are the minor changes. Now let's go to wallpaper and style section. So here there are some useful features added by OnePlus. So we have already seen the wallpaper section. If you talk about always on display, here we have a lot of new things added by OnePlus on OxygenOS 13. So one of them, and which is my favorite one, is that contextual info. So you can enable things like music playback, trip and food deliveries. Those information you can get to see on the always on display. So here you can see one example. It says arriving in 12 minutes. You can also see what all applications do support. So if you have any specific application which supports this contextual info, then that will be displayed on the lock screen, or you can say AOD. Basically this is how it will look. But on COS 13 we don't have that option. There we have the basic stuff. If you compare ColorOS with OxygenOS, yes, obviously on ColorOS we do get extra AOD styles compared to OxygenOS. Like here you can see we have artist series, and there are also options of online AOD styles which you won't get it on OxygenOS. Other things like Bitmoji, canvas, custom patterns are present. And another new add-on what you guys gonna see, and that's under system provided AOD styles. So on COS 13 we have 4 styles, but on OxygenOS 13 we do have 5 styles. And again, a very useful AOD style which I saw on OxygenOS 13. So here if you tap on this info icon, you'll get to know how does it work. So here on the lock screen it will show you how would 1 degree Celsius can affect the entire planet. A new always on display series shows how our planet is affected by global warming, one of the greatest challenge we face. It shows us how a 1 degree Celsius increase might change the life of other species and highlight the urgent need for action to protect our fragile home. So if you have OxygenOS 13, you should try this thing. Then theme store, you guys must be aware, nothing changed. We just have the language difference in both these OS. Fonts exactly same, only the name is changed on OxygenOS 13 which says OneSan, and on COS 13 it says OppoSan. But both the phones are same. Icons, similar stuff which I've already shown you. Then under colors, we do get the support of wallpaper color picking, which was previously exclusive for ColorOS. Now we also get to see the same thing on OxygenOS. Other than that, we have same color profiles to be seen. Quick setting tiles, similar stuff. Fingerprint animation depends on device to device. Edge lightning, we get one additional feature on ColorOS, which is you can also enable edge lightning for incoming calls. Then another feature what we don't get to see on OxygenOS, and that's video ringtone. So kind of useful for some users, but again depends on person to person. Then if you go to display and brightness, here slight change which you guys can see the preview on ColorOS is shown off half device, but on OxygenOS 13 the entire device preview is being shown. If you see dark mode, nothing changed, everything is similar. Sound and vibrations, ditto stuff. Notification and status bar, again ditto, nothing new here. If you go to more settings, if you go to status bar, we have similar battery percentage icons, notification icons, and battery styles. So if you take a look at the special features, only one thing which is different between ColorOS and OxygenOS, and that's driving mode. And on OxygenOS, we get to see work-life balance mode. Gestures, everything is similar. 3-finger screenshot, partial screenshot, raise to wake. If you see here under motions, on ColorOS, we have one option which says lift to ear to make call, and that's not present on OxygenOS. But I used to find this feature very useful on ColorOS. And if you see this screen recording thing, or you can say this icon, these are also now exactly same. We have same options of max 1080p at 60 fps recording options. Bitrate max can be set to 60 and dynamic option is also present. There are a few more additional options on COS, and these are based on Chinese region. For example, Brino, HeyTap Cloud, Wallet and Payment. Now if you go to About section, so here you can see the About section is again similar. On COS 13, you get to see numerical 13 written, but that's not on OxygenOS 13. On OxygenOS, we get to see camera specification, which is not being seen on ColorOS 13. So as said, this is a closed beta update, and in future we might get to see more add-ons. So guys, this was the look between ColorOS and OxygenOS 13. And now I can confirm that OxygenOS 13 is ColorOS 13. And what are your thoughts about OxygenOS 13? That also you guys let us know in the comment section below. So guys, if you have watched the video till here, then make sure to hit the like button and also make sure to subscribe the channel. As of now, only this much in this video. I hope you guys gonna like the video. If you like the video, then do give me a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to our channel, then do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.